This is the Soulfire Inspiration Podcast. Hello and welcome. My name is Webby, and I'm glad you're listening in. I do this to encourage you so that you're inspired to live intentionally and purposefully. I do it through a couple of ways, through this podcast, through a subscription platform where when you sign up, you receive written content from me every other Monday, through the making and sharing of videos on my social media platforms. But I've also been doing this for a while through music, where I get to write, record, and share singles, EPs, full-length albums, the full works, so that it adds some color to our everyday journey through this experience called life. If you would like to check out all of this content, you will find a link in the caption or wherever it is you're listening to this podcast that lead you to a centralized place where you can be able to click and just explore. And I hope you get to do that. I think you won't be disappointed. That being said, I'm very glad to be able to be picking up from where I left off. I left it off at episode 7, and it's been a month between that and this episode, the month of September. You know, it's been kind of an unexpected, or can I say an unintended break. There's been so many things going on through the month of September, and I kind of just couldn't bring myself to recording and sharing podcast episodes. But here we are. I'm glad we're continuing. In this time of the unexpected and unintended break, I came across a sentence that I've been thinking about. That sentence is this: life is a gift that is given and is the gift that never stops giving. I'll say that again. Life is a gift that is given and is the gift that never stops giving. As I've been reflecting on this sentence, I got inspired to share through the month of October on this topic: 4 things that you never stop learning about. I think because I'm looking at life as a teacher. You know, when you think about your life, when you think about the experiences of life, whether that's your interactions, your wins, your losses, your environment, and so on and so forth, you will find that there's a lot to learn. If you pay close attention, there's something to learn. You learn about different things at any given point of time. And there are some things you learn once, and you're good for that. That makes you a little bit wiser that one time that you come into contact with that one-time lesson. But there are things that you learn continuously over a period of time. And those are some of the things that I'd like to kind of share as subtopics throughout this month. So each week is going to have one. And we wrap our minds around that, and hopefully by the end of this month we have quite a bit to reflect on, and that would keep coming back to reflect on these things, because I think there would be useful reminders throughout everyday life experience. For this week, let's think about this: that you never stop learning about who you are. Let me read something to you from the Bible, a scripture that is found in Psalms 139 verse 14, and I'll be reading out of the Amplified Version. It says this: I will give thanks and praise to you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, and my soul knows it very well. I think it's very important to lay this foundation, that who you are is a function of God. God created us. God created you. God created me. And we are made in His image and likeness. In fact, to that end, before I go very far, let me read something that I wrote down to you that hopefully puts this point, or rather puts this into perspective. You're an awe-inspiring complexity. The things you continually learn about yourself or incorporate into your life will influence who you become years from now. Recognize, though, that who you are is defined by the Creator, so that's God. You are His work, fashioned in His image, a reflection of His own complexity. There's so much about you that is yet to become apparent, but there's also much that already has, as you'll see when you look at the journey of your life. Learning about yourself has to be founded on God's intention and not the world's interpretation. The world was created just as you are, and it has no ability to define or give identity. Wow, that's powerful. It can only be the environment in which your predefined identity is revealed. Now, you're probably going to want to play that back a couple of times as you digest slowly, because that's a lot to think about. But those are many words that come down to this simply. You are unique and you're made in the image of a unique God. Here's the thing. Life is constantly changing and so are you. If you look back a few years, let's say 5 years ago, the things you used to do then, the person that you were then is not who you are today. And when you look at the things you've learned, the relationships you've had, the interactions, the experiences, all of those things have helped to improve or to build on to who you've become today. And in the days to come, in the years to come, the things you're going to be learning, as you journey on, those are the things that are going to consistently contribute to the change you will notice, and sometimes you will only be able to see clearly in hindsight. So who you are is something you want to pay attention to, and the things about you and the things that are changing about you, the things that you learn about yourself, are things you want to pay attention to, because they help to make sense of the journey of your life, at least in hindsight, not in foresight, because no one can see past their present moment, okay? But you'll be able to understand a lot of things when you look back in reflection. And as you begin to understand how things are connected, I think you will have a healthier appreciation for the journey that you're on and what it means in terms of what it is that you're supposed to lend your energy, your time, and your resources to. I look forward to the conversation we're going to be having over the next couple of weeks. I think it'll be really interesting, once this month is done and we're able to look at the whole picture and see how that puzzle kind of comes together and what it forms. But for today, if no one has told you, and if you've not heard this in a long time, understand that you are special, you are unique. And like that little excerpt that I read a few moments ago says, you are an awe-inspiring complexity. You should sit with that and just let that begin to unravel in the way that it will. Well, until the next episode, I bid you adieu. But in the meantime, I should also ask that wherever you are, in whatever way you can, do be safe and remember to be love. Catch you on the next one.